Oh, man. What a heartbreaking loss. But that shit was a disgrace in there, what I just watched. An absolute fucking disgrace. Are you kidding me, dude? Come on. You know, Joel Embiid was freaking phenomenal tonight. 37 and 13. Ben Simmons didn't have his greatest game. Between him and JoJo, 10 turnovers. Cannot happen. Overall, team was very sloppy with the ball. 18 turnovers altogether. Been our Achilles heel since Brett Brown has been here. Okay, we're towards the bottom, or in this sense, top of the league in turnovers. 119 to 107. That Shamet 3 where it was a foul, I haven't seen them call that on an offensive player all season. Maybe once where I've seen that. But a complete joke. That would have cut it to 4. But, again, 18 points out of the bench isn't going to cut it. This is a complete team right here. There's a 2 seed for a reason. They killed us on the offensive boards. We let up 15. There was absolutely no energy. At one point, JoJo put us on his back. In the fourth, he scored 9 straight. I mean, just an absolute joke. J.J. Redick didn't play again tonight because of sickness. How long are you going to make us wait, Elton Brand? Are you just, waiting for a buyout to happen? Is that going to be the big move? Because that's not going to cut it with this team. You need to get off your fucking ass and make a trade now. Because this team isn't going to go nowhere but maybe the second round, depending on who we get matched up with. Okay? Boston has leapfrogged us. So is Indiana. And they lost their best player. That was an absolute disgrace tonight. We could have came in. Okay, if we would have won, it would have split the series 2-2. We would have been 2 back from the number 1 seed. Now, they take the series 3-1. We drop all the way back to the 5th seed. I think Brett Brown got to go. We're not winning shit with him. I mean, it's just absolutely no urgency on the defensive end tonight. None. They were letting them get loose balls. They had more energy in our freaking house tonight. There was nothing. Embiid played a high 42 minutes tonight. He gave it everything he had. Jimmy Butler played like shit. And then you look at the 2 guys. Since we lost Chandler and we lost JJ, Shamet has played 34 minutes, 6 points. Ain't going to get it done. And then freaking Mike Muscala, who everybody praises, did absolutely jack shit. There was how many times he had a wide open 3 where he missed, where he could have cut into the lead. The dude needs to go. I hate Mike Muscala. I can't take him anymore. He gets eaten up on the defensive end. He misses wide open shots he shouldn't be getting. Again, this is a lack of depth, though. Okay? This sucks. He got, I don't know, he only scored 8 points tonight. I think he had 36 minutes. But it's a disgrace. Our big 3, other than Embiid, I mean, he had a couple turnovers that were costly, but where the hell was Simmons tonight? You come off that amazing game out there in Oakland, and then you have a subpar game in Sacramento, and then you come in here and you were just so unaggressive with the ball. What happened to the Ben, where he was a lockdown defender, okay, and being aggressive by going to the 10? Because I saw you turn the ball over 6 times tonight where you were passive-aggressive, you cut to the lane, you stopped, and then you threw it into traffic. At least 5 times you did that tonight. I mean, it's not one to blame. It's a weak bench. It's Brett Brown not getting on his dudes, screaming at them. Where's the energy at? Okay? You can't really throw everything on Brett Brown because he's not there. He's not out there playing. Okay? It has a lot to do with the ball players. No, they're not. Not unless they make a freaking trade. Losing JJ for these past 2 games, that just shows you how crucial him being out on the court and him hitting those timely 3s, he's a big part of this offense. And we need to find, because Shamet is more effective when he's coming off the bench. Okay, you can't expect a rookie to come out here and shine like he is, going from coming off the bench to starting a couple nights. He's not used to the minutes. Last year, college doesn't play half the games they play in the NBA. It's not even close. So, I don't know if Elton Brand is just, pulling our teeth with waiting for this fucking trade deadline, but I'm getting pissed off. It's I feel like the big move is just going to be let's hope that the Knicks buy out Wesley Matthews and then we go and get him. That ain't going to be enough. You need to package something. I've been hearing he's been on the phones. Well, fucking do something. It's the 5th of February. We got a day and a half to make a move to go get somebody. I know they are very, very young. I totally understand that, dude. But this team is beatable. This is a very good team in Toronto, no doubt. But they were on the road. They're a good road team too. But we had it close. You know, if we're doing this with our 3 guys that aren't playing all that great without JJ, with a weak-ass bench, just imagine if we did have that extra piece. Okay, or that extra 2 pieces that in there to really chip in. Other than Mike Muscala and freaking TJ McConnell and all these other guys that should be getting way less minutes, if at all. I mean, we'd really put a dent in it. This team is right on the peak. I just think they need that little extra shove. But what pisses me off is this game was winnable. It was the lack of freaking energy and the know-how to go and get those rebounds. They weren't blocking out. I mean, we let up 15 fucking rebounds tonight. Offensive rebounds. There was 1 Raptor under there. 1 Raptor, 3 Sixers, and yet he still gets the rebound 2 times. 2 times I saw it. And and this is the first game this has happened. But the Sixers need to learn to beat the great teams. Ben needs to learn how to shoot. It's not even shoot. It's on how to be aggressive. I don't even care about the shooting. Okay, you saw what he could do when he was facing Oakland, when he was in Oakland and facing the Warriors. He was outstanding. That's the Ben I want to see night in and night out. Night in and night out. You know, we got to the line 41 times. Excellent. There was a lot of questionable calls, but you cannot blame it all on the refs. Okay, we were sloppy with the ball. 18 turnovers, just absolute disgrace with the way we threw it to the other team tonight. And our 2 stars had 10 turnovers. Embiid almost let us back. He's the entire team. Jimmy didn't play good. It's not all on Ben. Jimmy played like shit too. Where the hell was Butler? They have to figure out when all 3 of them are on the court. Jimmy's got to shoot more. He doesn't. I know he likes to get to the rock, but you got 3 guys where that's their main objective on offense is in the paint. Ben, JoJo especially, and then you got Jimmy. That's where he excels. Don't watch it, Sean. Don't waste your time watching the game. It's very frustrating. You need a few more pieces next year is all year. Nah, man, we just need pieces right now. We need Elton Brand to get off his ass and make a move. Yeah, Korkmaz put in 11, but he's a freaking scab out there too. He sucks defensively. You know, we let Corey Brewer go, so if we just let him go and you're not going to make a move, there's a guy that could actually play defense on the wing. And you're letting Korkmaz, you know, notice when Corey Brewer was here, he actually slashed to the basket. Nobody does that. Why? That is such an effective play. You throw a couple down screens on your runners to go and you cut to the basket, especially when Ben's at the top of the key or in the post. I've seen Shaq make a living off of that for about 15 years. I mean, it's poetry in motion. That's easy buckets right there. When they're leaving that lane wide open right there, you're going to get double off of JoJo. You kick it out, and it's the way the NBA is set up and shooting threes. It's just obsessed with fucking shooting threes. And we hit 7 threes tonight. 7 out of 24. Garbage. Absolute trash. You know? It's just... Oh, shit. It's just crazy. Just pisses me off. Nah. I mean, I was okay with Justin Anderson going, and those other 2 were cool. Yeah, he was sick tonight, Josh. But absolutely just... With JJ missing, you're missing his 20 points and his ability to shoot threes. And then you've got your son who, you know, was a decent defender, but Marco couldn't play a lick of defense either. But the team was better off because they could space the floor. That's one thing we don't have. Yes and no. Because he does turn the ball over, I think, the most. Because, well, JoJo does the same thing. They both do it. Can the Raptors have more fight? Exactly. I have no idea. I don't know where the energy was tonight to where it was just like they were expecting the refs to bail them out, or I don't know, dude. But you figure you're at home If you do win this series, it's split 2-2, and you're only 2 games behind at a first. Now you're looking at it. They take the series 3-1. We're down all the way to the 5th seed, so tiebreaker don't matter anymore. I don't want to be middling. I wanted to at least get the top 2 seeds. I know we weren't going to get the top. Dude, I don't know, man. Jimmy looked lost tonight. Absolutely lost. Who's not aggressive? Simmons? He hasn't been the last 2 games. It's back to the Simmons that I rip on a daily basis. Just be aggressive. Butler isn't either. Both of them. Where the hell were you tonight? And Ben just misses so many bunnies. And then Jimmy with passing up easy buckets. Trade for a 3 and defensive player. Yeah, we got to do that. We got to do something. We need more shooters. We need a backup center. Yeah, they are they're a complete team. Absolutely, there's no doubt in my mind. I think they're also better coached. Tank for Zion. Nah, we're done with that. We're done with tanking. That ain't gonna happen no more. Nah. I mean, that'd be dope if we did somehow get Zion. If we had kept that. If that Kings pick conveyed. But whatever. If they hit threes, they can beat anybody, but in the playoff series... Well, we did attack the paint a lot at some point tonight. That's how we got back into the game, because we only hit 7 threes tonight. But I want Jimmy to be more of an ISO scorer. And I need Brett for him to draw up more plays for him to attack. Because, believe it or not, the Raptors actually freaking fouled more than we did. 5 times more. I mean, they were more aggressive on the defensive end. They were all hyped up. They came in here and wanted to prove something. Because last time they were here, there was no Kawhi playing. They were missing their big guys. Just need 1 or 2 shooters that can... Well, you need shooters that can knock down shots. And right now, Mike Muscala can't hit the freaking left side of a barn. Even if you lead him wide open, he can't hit nothing. Shamet's struggling because I think it's too many minutes for him. He's not used to it. Remember, he was in college last year. This is a whole different monster for him. Yeah, that was a bullshit call. That would have cut it to 4. I think they were bailing out the Raptors all night. That definitely would have cut it to 4. I've never seen, I think maybe once all year I've seen in games where they called it on the offensive player. He got slapped on his wrist, too. Both had over 20. They murdered us tonight. I think Serge had over 22, or 20. No doubt about it, JB Smoove. JB Junior Smoove. It's definitely weak. Inconsistent and weak. And you're asking a lot out of these young kids. Do you guys know the Sixers have 15 more free throws than the Raptors? Yeah. We lived at the line tonight. I mean, it was great. If we were able to hit some shots, though, that would have helped even more so. I mean, we were eating it up down in the paint, what we usually do, but we gave up 15 offensive rebounds, and we had freaking 18 turnovers. You can't win the game, in my opinion, if you have more than 15. More than 10, even. I mean, that is just sloppy basketball. It seems like that's all Elton Brand wants to do here, is he's praying that Wes Matthews gets bought out, and that's going to be sufficient. Like, I'm so tired with Philadelphia teams getting us all hyped up on free agency and the trade. This goes for the Phillies. It goes for the Sixers last offseason. Like, are you going to make a move, or are you just going to get us hyped and excited that we possibly get Kawhi, LeBron, Harper, Machado? It's just like, it's a lot of gum flapping. It's all it seems. Oh, yeah, that was bogus, man. Joe, I remember that shit. I mean, there were just some calls where I'm just scratching my head. I'm like, Embiid's getting thrown to the ground and we're not getting a call. But then yet Kawhi doesn't get touched by anybody. He walks, takes 4 steps, and gets no call. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke and disgrace. But this hurt a lot, you know, and we still don't have an easy schedule ahead of us. We got Denver on Friday. We got the Lakers on Sunday. And you figured if we could go 8-5 out of this murderous row stretch that we'd be okay for the season. We've done well. We've played well against the West. But if they keep playing like this, exactly, is he going to make us wait till 3 o'clock or maybe 2:58 on the trade deadline? Pascal, and look at who these guys are lined up against. Pascal and Serge. Mike Muscala was on them. Yeah, I did see they got blown out during the smooth. That's a shame. And LeBron, I didn't think LeBron played, but you got smoked by the freaking Indiana. You're on the road though, so it makes it less of a sting when you play on the road. At least you didn't get owned at home, like we just did. And then I see Rodney Hood got traded for peanuts on the dollar. Seriously, can we Brand do? What can we deal? See, the problem is it's Brand and Brett Brown with this. That's the problem. Needs to learn that team's only going to get better. Yeah, they need to make a move. They need to go get somebody now. And I'm sorry, if we just go out and get, like, Nikola Mirotic, it's not going to be enough, in my eyes. That isn't going to put you over the hump. You got to get Drew in that deal, too. You know, start offering something. I don't know what it is. Maybe if you have to offer him Shamet. Maybe. But you got to make a splash now. I'm a big fan of Shamet, but you look at all our other guys, what value is there? I don't know if Markelle Fultz will ever play basketball again, so his value is really low unless you have somebody that's desperate and can bank off of his potential. Just a frustrating loss. We dropped to the 5th seed, and it's a tighter East. The East is getting a lot better now. You've seen what the Nets have been able to do. I mean, luckily, they're the 6th seed still, I think, right at this moment. Everybody below us is, we still have like a 6-game lead on them. But Brand needs to go make a move, and I'm tired of saying this, and I'm tired of waiting. It better not just be some buyout bullshit. Go out and get somebody. This ain't getting it done. Okay, Elton and Brett? I don't think Elton's got full control. That's my worry. I think Brett Brown also has a say in this. So we'll just have to wait and see. Sixers, tough loss tonight against a very complete team in the Toronto Raptors. Owned us. It was a whole team effort. Our bench scored 18 points. Their bench scored close to 40, I think. Yeah, nausea. I don't know. He had diarrhea or something. Who the hell knows? He's been out for a couple games. Yeah, I've thought about it. I've been having Brett Brown's head on a pike for a while. Yeah, I know nobody wants Fultz. It's a shame. So, hopefully he can get better, but God knows, he might not ever play basketball ever again. Predicament the Sixers are kind of stuck in. God, I wish we had Hinkie. If we had Hinkie, I would not be worried. But Elton, you made that great trade early in the season to go get Jimmy. Is that all the magic you had up? Your sleeve? I hope not. Doesn't want to trade anyone. Fultz is drawing interest. Yeah, I know, a little bit, but I don't know if it's actually, if they're going to pull it. I mean, the Sixers aren't just going to get rid of Fultz. That's if we get to the second round. If Brett Brown leaves, who would you hire? I honestly wanted Lloyd Pierce as our next head coach. But I'd look who's out there. You know, I got Mark Jackson. Bring Tibbs in as a consultant at the moment. You know, fundamentally playing the game the right way consistently. It's just the day and age we live in, Sean. I know you hate it. I know you hate jacking the threes up 500 times a game, but that's just the game we live, the era it is now. This kid's supposed to come back, taking way too longer. Who's the kid, Philly Fanatic? You talk about Fultz or Zaire Smith? Yeah, we're not making the second round. I don't think so. Not playing like this. We turn the ball over way too much. They're sloppy. They're too inconsistent. They're too sloppy. Oh, Fultz, there's no timetable. He hasn't even been cleared for basketball operations at all. Your coach is so damn passive. Yeah, he is. I can't stand it. He doesn't get on his players. He's a passive bitch. That's what grinds me up. You got Popovich, who's a mean cuss, and then you got Brett Brown, who's like coddles everything. He's a puss. I'm sorry. I want a hard-nosed coach that's going to dig into my players. Superstars, too. I don't care who you are. You get your ass on that bench if you ain't doing your job. I don't care if you just put up 30 points. You ain't going to play defense or hustle on the other end. You're beat. How many off for Yeah. That goes to no, they're not blocking out. I mean, that's freaking fundamental basketball, dude. And we had so many one and dones. You see how many Raptors, when we were going on the offensive end, how many Raptors were under the basket? Yeah, dude, TJ can't cover a freaking glass of water. He's playing too many minutes because we have no depth. Yeah, moo. Get the fuck out of here, Muscala. Do I have to hear that chant one more time? Every time they do it, he bricks a shot. Carlisle. Yeah, Carlisle's nice. He's a good coach. Yeah, Drew Holiday, Mirotic, and Wes Matthews. Let's get it done. No effort. How does Kawhi get a rebound over Simmons? Because Simmons don't hustle 24/7. I saw him under the basket 3 times tonight and not even attempt to jump. Oh, okay. My bad. There was 2 Mooses. He's the original Moose, though. Greg Monroe. I thought you were talking about our trash Moose. Having him out there, Shaman, all defensive liabilities. I don't think anybody realized. I mean, I know a lot of people talk shit on Chandler, but that was a huge loss. I mean, he actually can play defense, and he can hit a consistent shot. And then you got TJ Muscala, Shaman, who's young, who can't play really any defense. I would say that's his inefficiency right at this moment. Yeah, that was an awful call. Terrible. Absolute joke. Second one I've seen all season called it on the offensive player. Jimmy got to go. They just got to work him in. That's Brett. That's Brett's job into working him in. I didn't see Jimmy take the ball up once, did he? I didn't see it down at the game. Yeah, I mean, he's a nice pick. He's just young. This is, a lot to get acclimated to, going from college to what you do now. So we'll just have to wait and see. Trade deadline ends Thursday, 3 o'clock, and we still have done nothing. It's just been a lot of gums flapping, a lot of talk. He does show effort. I'll give TJ that. At least he shows effort. There is no spacing without Redick. You honestly really, other than Shamet, you don't have to really guard anybody. You leave Mike Muscala wide open, he's going to brick it. You don't have to worry about covering him at all. I would say Simmons, if you want to play like, I have a seat right next to me. He played awful tonight. Simmons had an awful game. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, they keep saying he's going to play sometime this season, whenever the hell that is. When they play here on Sunday at 2:30 or 3:30. Man, if he don't play, we actually might have a chance. To be the center of offense, he's not built for that. Hey, I'd like to get him the ball. Because I didn't see any. He played like shit tonight. But it seems like he had to struggle to get his points. There was no set plays for him. Get some ISO. ISO ball drawn up for him. Get some down screens. Slash to the bucket. You know? Slash to the basket. What, Sean? I don't want the fans expecting a shitty GM, coach, top-heavy team. They need to play Simmons as a big man in the post. Yeah, I agree. He's got to get more on the posts. That's what he was doing when he was playing. The problem is when all 3 of them are on the court together, they all their strengths are to go to the paint and score. Simmons needs to learn to stop shooting with one hand. That shit drives me insane. He takes some really circus shots down there, and he misses a lot of bunnies. A lot of close buckets. Very frustrating. Jimmy had an off night. Simmons played like shit. Embiid had some turnovers, but he was a real bright spot on this team. Negatives from our 2 other starters only put up 6 and 8 points, and they played 35-plus minutes. And our bench only scored 18 points from 3 guys. Bad decisions. He might. I don't know what's going to happen with Jimmy. He might not want to play here. I don't know if he's going to feel left out, if he's not jiving with Brett Brown. You have to wait and see. You have to see what we do in the playoffs. But we better start winning some freaking games and not getting embarrassed like this. It's an excuse. We have a great home record. We could have won tonight, and it was just being sloppy passing, lazy basketball, not blocking out. Fundamental 101. Block out, get the rebound, push the rock. He might not. So I don't know if they're mulling over trading him, but I think Jimmy is a franchise player. I like Jimmy a lot. Yes, he does. Simmons turns the ball over way too much. He gets panicked when he's doubled and you don't know what to do, and then he thinks he sees some stuff. He thinks he can see it in there. He's got like Brett Favre syndrome where he thinks he can squeeze this because he's so elite at what he can do with passing the ball. He thinks he can squeeze it into like the tiniest spot, and that's not the case, and that's why he gets a lot of his turnovers. Well, not necessarily, Joseph, because they're ahead of us right now. They've been winning some. I mean, they went on a big slump, but they're ahead of us right now, Indiana. They're a good team. No, he does. Passes the ball way too much. Way too many risky passes. Just a disappointing loss. All right, guys, I'm going to get up out of here. I got a long drive ahead of me. Got work tomorrow. Sixers lose 119-107. Elton Brand, get off your ass and give us a trade. Stop making the Philly faithful wait and wait and wait. Because this ain't going to do it, homie. You better go get a baller. Because this team ain't good enough right now. It's got the weakest bench in the NBA. And you can't rely on your starters getting you freaking 35 points every night. You're going to wear them down. By the time the playoffs come, they're going to be too freaking exhausted to do anything. You can't run an organization like that. It's all about depth. Especially when you get to the playoffs, you need a bench. You need a deep bench because they're going to bail you out, 9 times out of 10. All right, guys. This is Gaff on Bitter Birds. Tough loss tonight. 3-1 series go down to freaking Canadians. God damn it. Freaking Canadians. It's a goddamn joke. All right, Elton. Go get Zach LaVine, Bradley Beal, somebody, please. Need shooting. I'd rather have shooting than a big man. I'm out. Peace.